What is going on, aliens? I'm Mike Rosa, and I'm with Sam North, who's running the new fitness rehab department of Anabolic Aliens.
How's it going, guys?
Today, we got 10 lower body movements to roll out your muscles. And Sam, you want to explain the benefits behind rolling out?
Absolutely. So first off, all of you should be picking up a foam roller at least a couple times a week and working through your body, right? So what you're going to see when you're foam rolling is you're going to increase the blood flow to the muscles. This is going to help prepare you for a workout and post-workout, right? So the post-workout is going to be washing out the waste from the muscles and bringing in new blood, okay? So this is also going to help with athletes bringing their muscles to the optimal range of motion that we want them to work at for their sport, okay? And there's a few different techniques you can use before your workout and after your workout, right? So before a workout, when you're rolling out, you're going the length of the muscle, trying to get the entire muscle warmed up and the blood flowing. For after a workout, it's good to focus on some trigger points, oscillating back and forth on specific points that you find to break things up.
Hey, we're going to get into it, aliens. Now we'll be doing 2 different videos for this, 10 lower body today and then 10 upper body, another video, and we got a ton of dope series coming out for you. But let's not waste any time and get right into that first movement, aliens. We'll be rolling out that lower body. On to rollout number 1, aliens, and it's going to be for those glutes.
All right, so our glutes are our biggest muscle group, okay? We use it for so many movements throughout the day, any hip flexion, okay? So we need to warm it up. So what we're gonna do is focusing on one side, like Mike here is sitting on his right glute. He's gonna bend the other leg for stability, and he's gonna prop his hand behind him just like that and use his body weight to roll back and forth, right? Trying to avoid that hip bone. You'll feel it once you start doing it, and focusing on the muscles around there, okay? So yep, going back and forth, trying to get all the way up to the hip and all the way down to the hamstring, okay? So after you go back and forth a couple of times in one direction, try a different angle. So roll slightly this way, yep, and try and do the same thing. Okay, take your time when you're doing this. You're not trying to run through it quickly. Awesome. Now flip and do the other side, same way.
On to rollout number 2, aliens. It's going to be for that piriformis.
All right, guys. So with the piriformis, it helps us with our external rotation of our thigh. Okay, so if you think about it, this is a very important movement when you're going through squats and different lower body exercises. It helps keep our knee in a good position. As well, having a tight piriformis can compress on your sciatica nerve, causing pain and tingles going down your leg, and that's no good. We don't want that. So Mike's set up in a good position here. We want the opposite knee bent for support, our hand behind us, and we're rolled onto one side. Okay, so it's almost on the side of your hip there, and he's gonna roll back and forth. There we go. So this is a very thin muscle, and it can be a little uncomfortable when you're going through the movement. But he's going at a pretty good pace here, going back and forth. We want to take our time to really work through the muscle. So take 20 to 30 seconds on each muscle, making sure you're doing both sides, right, to really get a good foam roll. So for this technique, the first one and all the other ones that follow, make sure you use that same routine, right, the 20 to 30 seconds on each side.
On to the third rollout now, aliens. It's going to be for those hamstrings.
So our hamstring is such an important muscle in our posterior chain. It helps stabilize our hips, and it helps with our hip extension when we're doing deadlifts and different exercises, okay? So we're gonna focus on one leg here, right? If you have a bigger foam roller, you can do both at the same time, but you're not gonna get as much weight when you're doing that. So we're really gonna be able to break out the muscle with just one. So hands behind his back there, helping them stabilize. The other foot on the floor. He's gonna be rolling back and forth. So go ahead. Making sure we get all the way to behind the knee and then all the way up to the glute. There we go. So take a good 20 to 30 seconds for each muscle, right? We want to work at different angles too, so turn your leg in and out a little bit to get every inch of the muscle, okay? And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side.
Roll out number 4 now, aliens, and it's for those calves.
All right, so our calves, another muscle in the posterior chain. Okay, so what we're gonna do, set up just like Mikey is here right now, and similar to the hamstring, we're gonna focus on one at a time, okay? So stabilizing himself with his foot and his hands behind him, he's gonna roll back and forth, making sure to get all the way to his heel, all the way up behind his knee, right? And he can move his hands a little bit so he's not extending his shoulders completely. There you go. Just lifting your butt in the air, going back and forth, right? And if you're feeling like you're not getting a good massage of the muscle, what you can do is lift up that foot and cross it over your other leg. Just like that, bring it further down so you apply more weight on that muscle and do the same movement, right? Woo. There you go. So just putting up all the weight of the other leg on it, you can get a little deeper. Okay, so with this as well, working 20 to 30 seconds each side, trying different angles, right? Rotating your leg, inward and outward, perfect. And make sure to do the other side.
Ow. We on to the 5th rollout now, aliens. It's gonna be for that foot.
Awesome. So if you think about the body, it's a complete chain, right? So we need to start at the base, your foot. If your arch is tight, it's gonna throw off your ankle, it's gonna throw off your knee, your hips, all the way up. Okay, and you may have heard people throwing around the term plantar fasciitis. That stems from the bottom of the foot here, right? It's the tendons that go from your toes all the way to your heel. Okay, so what Mikey's doing here, he's applying pressure to the bottom of his foot, right? Rolling up around the heel, all the way through the arch into the balls of his feet. Okay, so making sure he's getting different angles, working through it. We're sitting down here, that's a good way to control the movement. You can also stand and do this to apply more pressure. It can be a little bit painful because there's not much tissue down there, okay? And for this, we're using a peanut. You can also do this with any kind of ball or object. Okay, so similar to the other muscles, try and do this for 20 to 30 seconds on each side, right? Getting every inch, every angle, and then do the other side.
We on rollout number 6 now, aliens. It's for that TFL.
All right, so our TFL muscle runs in between our hip crest here and our greater trochanter, the bump that we have on the side of our leg there, okay? So this is an extension of our hip flexor, right? And it's always tight from sitting down on the day-to-day and just the life we live, okay? So with this technique, we're gonna be rolling and the forearm is actually gonna be still. So what Mike's gonna do, he's set up with his forearm on the ground and his legs extended. He's gonna rotate inwards like that, so he's facing the ground, and then he's gonna roll back. So there's not much space in between those two bones that the muscle runs through, but we're gonna take our time to break it down. He can even use his other hand in front of him to balance out when he's rolling forward, so it's not so much of a core exercise. There we go, back and forth, taking our time, about 20 to 30 seconds on each side, and you're good to go.
On to number 7, aliens. We're gonna be rolling out that hip flexor.
Okay, so our hip flexor starts at the top of our hip here. It actually attaches to your spine. When it's tight, it can pull you into lordosis, that arch you see a lot of times, and it also extends into our quad, right? So it's tight on the day-to-day. What we're gonna do, face down like Mike is here, rolling back and forth. We don't wanna go too deep into the quad, but stay closer to the top there. Right, there you go, all the way up to the hip crest. You'll feel that bump, and then just go right back down. So with this, we want to make sure to get different angles, just like every other muscle as well, right? So rotate a little out. There you go, back and forth. Take your time. And you can rotate in as much as you can. It's a little tough to get this angle. There you go. 20 to 30 seconds on each side, and you're good to go.
On to number 8 now, aliens. We're gonna be rolling out that adductor.
Okay, so our adductors are really our groin muscles in here, okay? So these muscles help with bringing our legs in, and there's a lot of tension on them. So we're gonna break them down just like this, okay? So Mike's starting facing down on his forearms with his knee bent to the side, just like that. So he's gonna roll out so that the foam roller is going into his pelvis, and then he's gonna go back the other way, halfway to his knee, because that's where the insertion is of the muscle, okay? So going back and forth, taking your time, Again, about 20 to 30 seconds on each side.
We on to number 9 now, aliens. We're going to be rolling out that quad, more specifically the Vastus Medialis.
Okay, so the Vastus Medialis is that teardrop shaped muscle at the base of your quad here towards your knee, okay? So a lot of us are quad dominant, right? Throughout the day, we're sitting down and our quads are tight and we use that muscle more than our glutes. So we're gonna break it down this way. We have the foam roller set up at 45 degrees here, and Mike has his forearms on the ground. He's gonna control himself that way, pushing back and forth. Okay, so he's gonna roll up his quad and then down to his kneecap. There you go. So back and forth. And this is a large muscle, right? So we want to get different angles of it. So he's going to rotate his leg a little bit towards the inside. There you go. And break up that muscle that way. Awesome. Take your time, 20 to 30 seconds on each side.
On to that 10th and final rollout of this video, and it's going to be that Tibialis Anterior.
All right, so our tibialis anterior is the muscle that runs on the outside of our shin, right? This muscle is used for dorsiflexion when we're walking or running. Runners deal with shin splints all the time because this muscle is stressed too much and it starts to peel away from the bone, okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna break it up a little bit, face down, just like Mike is here with his forearms on the ground. That's how he's gonna control himself, okay? So we're gonna rotate the legs slightly so we're not on that bone, and roll back and forth, right? All the way up to the knee there, and then down to the ankle. Perfect. Back and forth, taking our time, right? We can even go a little further, rotate a little further. We don't want to be on the calf, but just that outside portion of it. 20 to 30 seconds on each side, and you're good.
Make sure to give these 10 rolling out movements a try to really loosen up those lower body muscles. Smash that thumbs up button for us, aliens. We hope you like this video. And make sure to click that notification bell right next to subscribe so you don't miss any new video uploads. We'll be uploading a lot more fitness rehab content to the channel with Sammy.
This routine is for all of you guys. Whether you're dealing with some pain and you're going to loosen up those muscle imbalances, or you're trying to take your game to the next level, right? With your pre-workouts, bringing blood flow to those muscles and warming yourself up, or post-workout, breaking up those muscle knots and helping with your recovery. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Aliens, fitness rehab is a whole new department that we offer on anabolicaliens.com. If you haven't head over there yet to check it out, go right now. Join the invasion. Fitness rehab offers rehabilitation plans, symptom relief plans, and physical wellness plans, and we are just getting started. More content coming, aliens. We appreciate your support. We'll see you in the next video. Peace!
Together we got power. That's just rapping.